Hello and welcome to my first tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you how to build this iron farm. I've been dabbling in iron farms since I knew they were a thing, and the one I loved the absolute most was uh, a pretty simple one that I could build in um, survival mode. So that's what I try to base my tutorials on, is you can build this in survival, and it's not that difficult. It's pretty easy. I've built one in the semi-vanilla time server, and I'll show you how to do it. This is it in action. I do have some shaders on. I'll turn those off while I'm going through the tutorial. You will get anywhere from 1 to 4 golems every 30 seconds to a minute. I know that may not seem like a lot. I'm sure there may be more out there that are more efficient. This is the one I use. This is one I like. I feel like they fall down pretty quickly. The villagers get scared intermittently, which I feel like produces more as well. And each of those pods is its own village in essence. So each pod will produce its own iron golem when the villagers are scared. So I feel like it's one of the best ones out there. But you'll be the judge. I'll show you how to build it, and we'll go from there. Again, this is the iron farm. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's got a little timer here. That's not necessary. I just had it there for testing purposes. And the timer's set to go off about every 30 seconds or so. And from what I understand, that allows the villagers to kind of reset. And then when they get scared again, boom, they'll pop out another iron golem. As you can see there. This is good for 1 to 4 iron golems. I would say on average it's doing 3. Which is pretty good, in my opinion. And the longer down you do the shoot, the further they'll fall away, and the more they're inclined to produce another one. I do have a couple zombies in here. I've got them named. And again, they're pretty easy to get up here if you use the same minecart system that you're using to transport the villagers into their pods. I just use that same system. And I bring the zombies up here, throw a little slab over top of them just so they don't get burned up. And it's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. I do have some extra blocks down here that you might not see those in the tutorials, doing some experiments. But anyway, I'll show you how to build it. And this is what you'll need. Obviously in survival you're not going to have these spawn eggs, but you will need a name tag for the zombies. Chests and hoppers, obviously, to collect all your goodies. Water to flow the golems down. I've used wood. You can use whatever you want. It's pretty much whatever you want to do. Beds. You'll need 3, 6, 9, 12 beds. You'll need 12 tables of any kind. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's something that will give them a profession. If they're working throughout the day, they are better to produce golems. Torches, a slab for the roof. Can be anything you want. I chose prismarine along with smooth stone. Again, doesn't matter what you choose. Fence gates you'll need, and lava buckets. For the redstone, all we need is a block, redstone dust, 2 comparators, 2 hoppers, 2 pistons, 2 sticky pistons, some rails to navigate all your mobs up there. Your villagers, your zombies, anything you want up there. So I will just make sure we have everything in our inventory, and I'll show you how to build it. So I like to start at the bottom, where I'm going to put everything. We will just set a couple chests here. We'll need some hoppers. I do a 3x3, I noticed with a 2x2 they would get stuck. The iron golems would at the mouth of the tube. A 3x3 they don't get stuck, not even a little bit. So then we're going to go up. That one's about 20. It doesn't matter how far you go up, just the further it is, the better for the iron golems. So I'm just going to go till it feels right. Sure. Obviously, in survival, you could be building this as you go up. So something like this would work. This is how I do it anyway. Now here, you're going to want to get your fence gates. And at the second level, place them in. Open them all up. And then I do 2 layers of glass here. In survival, I wait and I put the lava in last, because if I drop items down, I want them to collect and not get burned up. Otherwise, you can go ahead and plop the lava right on the middle fence, and then you're good to go. And we just keep building this all the way up. Now, once we're at the top, I'll branch out to a corner first, and we're going to count the angles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how much we want showing. The 6th one is the outside. Now you can get fancy with this and do oak or logs that I did over there. But we're just going to keep it simple right now. So, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 showing. 6 is the edge, the outside. And then we'll build the outside wall. Now, once you have all your edges, just fill it in. And there you have it. Our base is complete. Now, I know what you're thinking. Water's not going to be perfect. But if we do this, this, up around the outside a little bit. We take our water, put it in the corners. Now, what I would do here is first grab out your fence gates, and we're going to actually put them at this level here. Set those up. Make sure they're all open. There we go. And then water right there, right in the middle. If you don't put the fence gates up, the water from the middle will flow in. And it can be a disaster. Especially if you've already put your lava down. This is the pattern you want in the corners. Not just 3. You want 6 blocks. You do want to go around the outside and place in slabs so the iron golems won't spawn on the outside ledge. Now from here, we're going to build the villager pods. From this spot here, which is our level here, up 1, up 2. I'm going to go up 3 more. 1, 2, 3. On top of this is going to be our tables. So you can whatever you choose, as long as it's a professional style square table kind of thing. 3. Boom, around that arc. Now we're going to build spots for beds. We'll have a bed there, a bed there, another bed off this one. 3 beds is all we need. Let's get rid of this weather. We will need a wall around the outside. Like that. Just has to be too high. If you make it more than too high, you run the risk of accidental spawn of something else in here. Could hose things up. So that's going to face pillow towards the village. Pillow towards the village. Boom, like that. We'll grab our slabs. I grab the fancier slab, but again, doesn't matter what kind of slab you choose. You're going to go right on top of the bed with it. And make sure when you put the roof on, you don't close this gap. That has to stay open. That allows the villagers to see the zombies in the middle and get scared. Oh, and we want a torch in there. When I'm in survival, I'll leave that gap open. And when I build my rail system up here to deliver the villagers, I'll set it to where they'll fall right into that hole. And it'll be 3 villagers, and they'll go boop, boop, boop. And they're good. So that is pod done. You'll just repeat that same thing on all 4 corners. Alright, now we've got all 4 pods, can't count. All 4 pods ready to go. Now we want to get our zombies in here. Going off of this level, right smack dab in the middle, we want to come over here too. That's where our zombie's going to sit. So, we're going to get that. Alright, so on top of the end, we want our regular piston. Like that. And down the row, it's just going to be redstone dust. Like so. Around the piston, we want to do some blocks. I just break out the corners just because I don't like having all that extra there. Some glass so nothing can spawn on it. And then, like I said, I use the same track system when I'm getting the zombies in here. So I'll do something like that, wherever I'm coming from. And I'll get the zombie in the cart. Actually, I should probably... I normally do this at night. But we can have something like that. Just to kind of mimic what's going to happen. And boom, he's in. Slap a little name tag on him. Good we go. Now the actual roof should be here. Oh, this could go. Whee! Okay. Nope, that's too high. Put it one too high. That's okay. We'll drop it down. Mistakes were made. Perfect. Perfect. Now when he pops up, his head will be right here, and they'll see him, and they'll freak out. Alright. So we got our zombies in place. They are named. Now we will do the redstone. Come off the middle. The redstone dust. And this is where we will build the hopper clock. I believe it's called an etho clock. Stick this in here. Stick this in here. I'm going to start it here so they don't trigger right away. And then we will need 2 hoppers facing into each other. That. A block off each end. And coming out of that, we need our pairs. So we'll have a pair here. Redstone dust down there. Block on top of it. Lights it. Yeah, block. Comparator. Redstone dust down there. Block on top of it. Mix this. And before I turn this on, you want to cover all this in glass. I want to go the same height as this glass. Just so the iron golems don't accidentally spawn up here. That has happened to me. And they killed my zombies. And I had to go get the zombies all over again. Unpleasant. Now, to get the 30 seconds, I have found that you need 64 plus 16 into the hopper. That gives you a little over 30 seconds. Okay, cover that up. And that is it. That is all that there is to it. As we come down here, we'll see when those guys pop up. We'll get some iron golems. Now, sometimes it doesn't work right away. Sometimes they've got to do some work. Sometimes they have to sleep first. There's a couple different variables, but it will work. We'll give it some time here. So they're all sleeping now. I'll let it go into the nighttime. I won't change it back to day. And we shall see what happens when these guys pop back up, because they should scare them out of their beds. Oh, we got one. He spawned right away. I have noticed that sometimes if one spawns before the others kind of know that there's a golem in the area and they won't spawn one, which is why it's 1 to 4. If they all spawn theirs at the same time, no issue. But sometimes one pod will get more eager than the others and it'll spawn first. But that is the iron farm. I believe it's pretty simple. I built this in survival, again in the Valentine server that I play on. Built it several times. Now I have built it a little smaller. I've done the 2x2 like I said before, but I find that they tend to get stuck. So I've had to kind of line it with thinner blocks like anvils. Oh, see, all 4. All 4 popped in that time. And they just fall right down pretty easy. They don't get stuck. So I really like this design. I find it very useful. Let's go back to day. I have also noticed that if you cover this in a roof, even if the roof is way up here, the iron golems won't spawn. Oh, we got a fifth one out of that cycle. That's nice. I don't know why that is. You can cover it in glass, and it's fine. Something about needing sunlight on these blocks in order for the iron golems to spawn on them. So for that reason, I don't know if that's something new with the update, because on the old server, I had this exact design underground. No problems. So again, I don't know if it's... And then, part of that update, I had to add slabs on top of the beds, because I used to not even have those slabs there. Again, we got 4 that time. Good. So for that reason, you could take this mechanic and bring it out to the outside and trigger him from there, and then the other one from there, and just have him get rid of this whole middle row. If you wanted to maximize that, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the clock being right here in the middle seems to work fine for me. Again, I get anywhere from 1 to 4 iron golems every 30 seconds to a minute, which for me and how I play is more than enough. I have tons of iron. Well, again, that is the iron farm. I hope you all enjoy. Hope you like it. Feel free to leave any questions for me in the comments. I'll be checking those. If you have any suggestions that might make this better, I'll be happy to try them out, see what I find works best for me, and certainly look and see what works best for you. That's the beauty of this game. Some people like things a little different than others, and that's perfectly okay. I just wanted to show you what I like to do. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.